Hello everybody, this is Lalita Kavya and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about a slightly different topic that I have never discussed before on any of my platforms. So I am a Reiki master and I work a lot around calming down anxiety of my clients, and even during tarot sessions it's more of a counseling thing, and then we talk a lot about anxiety and how to calm it down. But this is a very personal topic to me, especially because lately I've been going through it, and I am making this video particularly right now because I feel this is the need of the hour, where many people don't know that they are having anxiety, or the fear, the constant fear that something's going to happen to them, especially during this pandemic. I think that I really thought to myself that it's time to talk about it. So, before I jump into the hacks and tips and tricks that have worked for me to deal with anxiety, I just want to put out a trigger warning, because after this trigger warning, I am going to talk a little bit about what is anxiety, what happens during the anxiety attack or panic attack. So, that might be a little triggering for some of you. So, I am going to put timestamps of the hacks and tips and tricks in the description box below. If you feel that the next part of the video is even slightly, even the teeny weeny bit triggering, then please skip and jump forward to the hacks section. So now let's talk about what is anxiety or what is panic attack. Okay, so imagine that you're going to an interview. Okay, you start getting sweaty and you feel like your heart rate is going a little bit higher, and then you start getting cold feet. That is all nervousness. Okay, there is a huge difference between feeling nervous and tensed and actually having anxiety and actually going through that phase. Okay, so anxiety, on the other hand, is having all the symptoms of nervousness plus having extreme palpitations, like your heartbeat might be around 130 to in between 130 to 150, and then sweating, and then feeling that somebody's choking you, or that breathlessness, and you just can't breathe. Okay, and you feel like there's no light at the end of the tunnel, and then you'll feel like you're about to die, or that somebody's killing you, or that people around you are of no help to you. And this is a little different from panic attack, where in panic attack it's even more extreme than having an anxiety attack, where people are needed to being shifted to an ER, an emergency room. You need oxygen and all of that stuff. So this is pretty serious, and I didn't know that what I was having was anxiety. I thought I was just feeling depressed, or I was just having nervousness. So if you have any of these symptoms, and sometimes also anxiety can lead to having digestion issues. You might feel like you're having giddiness, or that you're going to fall down, or that you'll vomit. And there are many symptoms, and symptoms are very subjective. The reason for having anxiety attacks is mostly genetic, as I've asked few of my doctor friends, and whoever I know have dealt with anxiety patients. And if not genetic, it is environmental. It could also be because of the stress. It could be because of the pandemic that we are going through right now. Many higher cases of anxiety have been noted down during pandemics like these. So sometimes there can be an anxiety attack without any reason, right? So there can be absolutely no reason of why you're having an anxiety attack. Sometimes people would come and ask me, my relatives, if they asked me, why are you feeling like that? I had no answer. So I exactly know what it feels like to go through it. So, how do you help someone who is going through anxiety? If your brother, sister, or your parent, or your child, or your husband, or your wife, whoever, or your friend, whoever is going through anxiety. So, The people who go through anxiety need support of their loved ones a lot, like a lot in caps. Okay, because this is not something that we can discuss easily. It is not easy on us at all. So I've heard many things like, people say you're overreacting or you're overthinking or it'll just go down, it's just because of this weather, you're feeling hot, that's why you're feeling sweating and all of that. So trust me, it is not just that. Okay, deep down you feel like, even if you sneeze or if you cough, that you're gonna die, it's that serious. So if you know someone who has anxiety, please don't just shut them off. Just don't say that chill, relax, calm down. We can't. It can't happen. Otherwise we wouldn't be asking for your help, right? So what can you do? If you can't say anything, just sit with them. Just sit with them. If you can, hold their hand. If you can, just get a glass of water. Please ask them if they need a glass of water, right? And people with anxiety, they have a hard time to ground. Okay, so they have a hard time to see things that are around. Okay, so you can ask them to take baby steps. Okay, if your brother or sister is anxious about getting a blood test done, you can tell them to, let's just take baby steps, right? Come out of the house, have a glass of water and come out of the house and wear your sandals, right? That's not difficult. Okay, that task is done. Then the next step would be to get into the car, right? You're holding my hand, I'm taking you to the car. That's easy and done. Okay, so that's how you take them to the hospital, like step by step. Tell them that this is an easy process. Make them believe that the process of getting a blood test is not a big deal, but without saying it. So it's very important for you to be calm, to calm down a person who is having an anxiety attack. So let's talk about the things that have helped me and a few of my clients, like personally. So the first thing that will help you with like anxiety attack or panic attack is to realize that this can be treated, is to realize that this is not something permanent and that this is going to end. Okay, so that's the first point I want you all to remember. And the second thing that really helped me is to place the right hand on your heart and the left palm on your navel. And then just close your eyes and inside, like without saying any word, or if you want, you can do it loudly, count back from 100 to 0. Okay, and you can do it as many times as you can. Okay, and if that doesn't help, the third thing that really worked for me like wonders is this. It's called Rescue Remedy and it is a Bach flower remedy. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I think it's spelled B-A-C-H. I'm saying Bach, maybe batch. And these are flower remedies and they are very, very harmless. It's very harmless. They are like around 38 formulae that you can use, but this specially is made up of 5 Bach flower remedies that help you to immediately calm down. So I'm going to show you how to use this so that it can help you while you're having an anxiety attack. The next thing that has helped me immensely is to have a couple of really good friends on my speed dial. Yes, I have 2 of my very dear doctor friends who have helped me a lot while I was going through anxiety, and it's very important to have at least one person on your speed dial. It can be anybody. It can be your husband if you're living apart. It can be your father, mother, whoever you feel comfortable with. The moment you start like you're gonna have an anxiety attack, you can just call them or at least intimate them that this is happening to you, and they might be of great help. The other thing along with this is that it's a very good idea if you can tell them where you keep your anti-anxiety medicines. If you are on anti-anxiety meds, it's very important that somebody other than you knows where you put them, so that sometimes during having an anxiety attack, you might forget where where your meds are. So it's a pretty good idea to tell someone who's living with you where you keep your medicines and what your dosage is and when to give it to you. So, anxiety attacks in the morning are not so severe, at least in my case or the cases that I have seen. They become worse during the night times. And what if you can't call somebody at that time, right? So, something that's really helped me during the night times is this supplement called melatonin. I'm going to give you a close shot of this, and this has been prescribed by a very good doctor to me, and this is completely safe. It just reminds your body that it is time to sleep. Okay, so it is not harmful, and it is definitely better than your regular anti-anxiety medicines. Just take it half an hour before you sleep, and this should work in like a week or so. But like with any other medication, please consult your doctor before you take this. Please talk to your physician before you add any medicines related to anxiety or any other health issue. Don't go by this video. Please just take this as an advice, okay? And ask your doctor about it. Something else that's really been working for me since a few months is that having crystals by your side while you sleep. I work a lot around crystals while doing Reiki and tarot, and few of crystals like amethyst, pyrite, and black tourmaline. I actually got a bracelet made out of black tourmaline beads, which has really helped me in lessening the frequency of anxiety attacks. Now, having these around you, or you can just hold them while you're going to sleep and go to sleep, or put them under your pillow, and you will actually be startled by the results because you'll wake up very well rested. So when you have crystals, you need to take very good care of them by regularly cleansing them. I cleanse them by burning sage and just uh, put them in sage around 30 seconds to 1 minute, and or I let them bathe in the beautiful moonlight every full moon. So it's very important to care for your crystals because they are like your friends and you can actually talk to them. It has worked very well for me. So buy crystals from somebody who is very genuine. That is another important point. You just can't go and buy it on roadside or on Amazon. I don't know, Amazon might have genuine ones. I have gotten this from Dr. Poonam Jain, who practices, who sells crystals and who practices a lot of healing modalities. So, yeah, that's another thing that's helped me a lot. And you can also add lavender essential oil to your daily routine of sleeping. Like if you have a aroma dispenser or aroma diffuser at your home, you can just add like around, for me, 3 to 4 drops is enough, actually more than enough. 2 drops is sufficient, and you can just let it start leaving the aroma in your room like 30 minutes before you sleep, and it'll calm you down. The aromatherapy will start working and you can just go to bed easily. And the other way of using it is you can steam with this. Like you can take a hot pot, or if you have a steamer, just add a few drops, around 2 to 3, not more, and you can just steam that before you go to take a shower or before you go to sleep, and that will help you relax too. There are other essential oils other than lavender like vanilla, yang yang, and a sage essential oil that really help with anxiety. Try around with what helps the best for you. For me, lavender works, so that's what I'm recommending. Another thing, I don't have it right now with me, but another thing that really helps is to invest in a Himalayan salt lamp. These are very famous, like you'll find them on Amazon, you can find them on, I think Instagram has a few genuine people who sell it, and you can invest in that. It can be turned on 24 hours, and that will really help with, balancing all your hormones, and it'll help to release all the negativity that you might have picked up. They say, aura cleansing and all. Himalayan salt really helps with that. So there are a few everyday things that I have, inculcated in my routine that have helped me with my palpitations and, just in general relieving the stress. And I used to have, my BPM, like my beats, like my heartbeat was around 130 and, 120 to 130. So a trick that my physician, Dr. V. Sandeep Reddy, told me was to start exercising. I know it's a very simple thing, and you'll be like, "Nah, why did you even tell us that? We know and all." But I didn't know that doing cardio for like 20 minutes to 30 minutes a day will actually help you bring down your pulse rate for at least 10 to 15 points every month. Okay, so it's a slow process, but what he told me was that you have to think long term. So long term, the only things that are going to help you is exercising every day, so that every month or two your pulse rate comes down by 10 or 15 points. And the other thing that he told me was to do pranayam. And I've known the benefits of pranayam before, but I never put it into my routine every day. It's like if I have time, I'll do it, otherwise I'll skip it. Okay, so you can't do that. I started doing pranayam, especially Anulom Vilom. So, the one that you breathe in through this nose and breathe out, and again breathe in through this and then you breathe out. Anulom Vilom has really helped me to calm down my anxiety and stress. I do it for around 10 to 15 minutes in the morning and 10 to 15 minutes in the evening. That's another thing. And the third thing that I think has changed my life in general is learning Reiki. Yes, if you learn Reiki, I suggest, rather than taking Reiki sessions, I think it's better if you learn Reiki. You can help yourself every day, and you can help others, whoever need that sort of energy, that sort of wonderful energy that Reiki just, gives, that you'll realize that it's inside you. And I think learning Reiki is another wonderful thing that can be added to your everyday routine. So another thing that can help you, but you have to do it every day without fail, is to use pressure points and mudras to calm you down. So only 3 pressure points and 3 mudras have actually helped me, and I'm planning to do a separate video where it is going to be a do along video. Like, I'm going to put a timer, and then you can play that video whenever you are sitting, and you can just do it along with me. And until then, if you want, you can go to a yoga practitioner or somebody who is into healing, and you can ask them for particular mudras and particular pressure points that will help you with anxiety attacks. In the end, I would just want to thank a few people who have really helped me. I think we should all just give a standing ovation to all the doctors who are so supportive to all of us during this pandemic. They are going through a hell lot, but still they take time out and help us. And 3 such doctors who have helped me are Dr. V. Sandeep Reddy, Dr. Prithvi Sharma, and Dr. Godasiri. I think they have immensely helped me during the tough time that I was going through. Thank you all. If I'm forgetting everybody, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And in the end, I just want to say that in a few of the communities in India, it's still a taboo to have a mental problem. Like, if you have anxiety attack or something, people just don't talk about it. They just keep it to themselves. And I think that should just stop. just normalize it. Normalize talking about anxiety and normalize talking about not feeling good inside your head. So, see, I just started feeling better once I became aware that I had this problem, and then I started discussing about it with people whom I trusted a lot. So this video is very personal to me, and it is kind of, I think I'll play this when I'm gonna have an anxiety attack, because this is going to be like a reminder to me that it is going to end. Anxiety is not something permanent, and I think that every single person needs to realize this. And if you know somebody who is going through anxiety, please just don't shut them off. Please tell them that everything is going to be all right, and don't yell at them. Just don't tell them that no, you're mad or something like that, because I've heard such things happen to a few of my clients, and it is very devastating. And I'm planning to do a few more videos about a few frequencies and all that have helped me. And thank you for watching. And please, if you really think that this video is going to help someone whom you know, then please share it with them. Something they can take at least something out of this video. That's the whole intention that I had behind filming this. That's it. Stay safe, stay at home, and I'll see you soon. Bye. So, how to use Rescue Remedy? So this is a bottle that I've gotten from quite a reputed homeo store, which is called Sagar Homeopathy. And so you just open this and take a glass of water and add around 16 drops of this and have it. Whenever the anxiety attack starts, you can just have it. If you feel like you're having intense, like something, the palpitations are not stopping or something, you can just open the bottle of Rescue Remedy, and just from these droplets, from this dropper, you can just pour that Rescue Remedy solution, like 4 drops, directly under your tongue. It's going to be bitter, like very bitter. That's the reason we dilute it. But it is going to stop the attack immediately. And you can have a glass of this with a glass of water with Rescue Remedy, like 10 drops of Rescue Remedy every 15 to 20 minutes until you feel that your anxiety attack is not going to come again on that particular day.